Welcome, everybody, to the Keeping Score podcast from the Daily Interlake and Hagedorn Sports Network. I'm Josh Amick. This week on the Range Riders Recap, I will discuss what has gone wrong with the team since the break, what to look forward to, and how the Range Riders can get back on track before hitting the road, and as always, some new faces to the team. So let's get into it. The Range Riders opened their first home series of the second half against the Boise Hawks for a 6-game series, and things did not start well. The Hawks jumped out to a 10-0 lead before the Range Riders responded with 2 runs, would be all they scored as they lost the game 14-2. After spending 3 out of the 4 series on the road, manager Paul Fletcher believed the team might be facing some mid-season fatigue. Let's take a listen.
Right, I think we were a little tired. We've been through 2 weeks of heat. We kind of had a letdown. We made the playoffs and everybody kind of took a deep breath. And you could see it because there would be one inning in each game. We would compete and be right in the game, and then boom, we'd have one of those innings where it just kind of got away from us a little bit.
In their next game, the Range Riders struggled once again, plating 7 hits but didn't have any RBIs. The only run scored for the Range Riders came in the first inning on a double play that scored a run, and they were shut out the next 8 innings and dropped the game 6-1. Game 3 of the Range Riders offense was powered by one man and one man only, J.D. McLaughlin. J.D. McLaughlin hit a solo home run and a 2-run home run that scored all 3 runs for the Range Riders as they dropped the 3rd game of the series 5-3. Friday was another poor performance from the offense as they only had 3 team hits and lost their 4th straight game and 5th overall 8-2. In Game 5, the Range Riders offense showed up, plating 6 runs, but unfortunately the Hawks scored 11 and won for the 5th straight time. The Range Riders had 13 team hits, but only 3 of those were for extra base hits, and they didn't homer at all. Hitting coach Stu Pederson offered advice on what some issues with the players may be.
You know, I just try and tweak guys here and there, and a lot of times it's not big adjustments because you're not going to be able to make big adjustments, but it's maybe a different barrel angle. Maybe it's, starting a little bit earlier with a lot of our guys, not just our guys, but guys in the league. They start their load too late. Now all of a sudden the ball's on them, and now that's why they end up chasing, because now they're trying to speed up and play catch up rather than slowing the game down.
In the final game of the series, the Range Riders were blown out 15-3 as the Hawks hit 6 home runs. The Range Riders hit a few home runs of their own in the 5th inning. Ben Fitzgerald hit his 6th home run of the season, and newcomer Antonio Barranca hit his 1st home run with the team, and more to come on that later. That's it for the Range Riders recap. Obviously a rough couple of weeks for the team, winning only once in their last 12 games. In my opinion, what has gone wrong with the Range Riders is a matter of who they are playing on the schedule and a lack of hitting, especially hitting for power. They opened the second half of the season on the road against the best team in the Pioneer League, and they had their moments when they were in the game, but then one huge inning would put them out of it and be all the difference. So far in the second half of the season, the team with the best record is the Boise Hawks. Granted, 6 of their 10 wins have come against the Range Riders, but they also finished the first half of the season with the 4th best record. In their series against Boise, manager Paul Fletcher alluded to the team being tired as to why their legs aren't underneath them. No legs or energy equals no stolen bases, no driving the ball out of the park, or extra base hits, all categories of Range Riders baseball. Also mentioned, the Range Riders aren't hitting the ball out of the ballpark. In their first 11 games of the second half of the season, Christian Curley had homered only once, and J.D. McLaughlin had that game where he homered twice. The good news is for the Range Riders is Ben Fitzgerald homered on Sunday and appears to be getting healthy again, and newcomer Antonio Barranca hit his 1st home run of the season, which leads me to this week's edition of In Case You Missed It. After the tough start to the second half, the team needed some reinforcements, not only because of the grueling schedule, but the team needs a spark. Pitchers Cam Cohen and Tyler Clayton were both placed on the injury list, which led the Range Riders to signing pitcher Ricky Tibbett. Tibbett played at San Diego State and UC Irvine, and his lone appearance with the Range Riders so far, he threw 2 1/3 shutout innings against Boise on Sunday. They also signed River Orsak, who played at Lamar University in Texas, and in 3 games with the team, he is 3 for 10. Here's what River had to say about his experience since joining the team.
It's going good. Community's great. People are awesome to show up every night. Win, lose, or draw we draw a good crowd, and I'm not used to something like that being from a smaller school. and it's just awesome to be part of.
Antonio Barranca has been a welcome addition to the team as well. In 2 games with the team, he is 3 for 5 with one of those hits being a home run. Some much-needed firepower for this offense as they turn their attention to Billings for a 6-game series on the road, looking to snap their 7-game losing streak. That's it for this week's edition of the Range Riders Recap. Follow our social media pages at Daily Interlake for behind-the-scenes Range Riders content and exclusive interviews. For the Keeping Score podcast, I'm Josh Amick, and until next time, take care.